Your Spindle VFD is wired in, Linux CNC is running, but if you skip this one grounding step, your machine is going to be an EMI nightmare. Let me show you exactly how to wire it up properly. In previous videos in this series, at how to lay out the board and to wire it up in terms of a CNC control board, and then we got as far as getting the X-axis motor to move. So over to the spindle side, with this familiar Spindle VFD is up here. We haven't wired the VFD into it yet, and in the parallel port here in this top corner wires relay. So what we're going to do now is run these over to the VFD. So I've got the first one in here, this green wire here. So I might just reroute that a little bit better under these other wires. In fact, I'll put it through here. Okay, I've got that nice and snug in there now. It's probably a bit hard to see. So there we go, we've got the wire in there, so we'll just tighten that up. And bring it over here, up to bootlace ferrule. I got you in. Crimper. Now we'll put this one in common. So that's in common. And then we'll run a relay through to X1. So I'll use a blue and green. Should never be seen, my mother used to say. That's when you were getting dressed as a little boy. Now somebody asked me about wire side, lightweight hookup cable, and it was, I think they said it was 26 gauge. Now, and I've got a much oversized here. The one that I usually use, bootlace ferrule I usually use, is white here, which is 0.5 of a millimetre. And apparently there's different standards of these colours around the world, and we follow the French one here in Australia, so I don't know how much that helps. So we'll just crimp him here again. There we are. So X1. I've got to use my right hand and I'm left-handed, just so you guys can see it, so I'll try and remember that. So now this wire can just follow in its footsteps. I know it's a bit messy, but I might bring that out down here away from the mains power just for safety. And we'll come out here and probably here. So now I've got this here. So now I've got this one here. So if we parallel port that I have here, we can turn it over and this shows these last two pins here, and this one here says 0 to PWM 0 to 10 volt, and this one goes ground. So ground is the bottom one here, and this one 0 to 10 volt is from which Linux CNC will generate for us. So I don't know if you see this here, but this is the little bit that we've here. So is 10 volts already sitting in the system, but we need to ground the PC to that, to this PWM on A1. So that then so over here in this corner here, I've got 10 volt, ground, and A1. So this looks really simple, doesn't it? The ground and the A1, which is the analog, back to ground and A1. Same story. And we'll make this A1. There's that one. And if we the ground, that makes sense. And ground, which is this one. If you really get carried away, you can, I don't often do it, but you can strip more than one wire here. And this one. Was ground. Here, this end. And keep losing tools. And down with its holes at the ends here on the 3D printed base plate. Left to do on this, on actual connections to this board. And you can see now, take this off, is that these sections here now basically, so the VFD sits over here, so all the mains generated power is going up here to the VFD. I guess if I really wanted to be picky about it, I could take these wires here and route them out. This maybe a small cable would for me, I might do that, and that keeps all voltage wire away from this dirty mains power.
So then from this side forward, down in this quadrant, we've got all the mains wiring. Yeah, so the spindle here will be connected by 3 phases here, U, V and W down in here. For a long run of wire to the great outside world, this will emit a lot of, like it'll act as an antenna, a lot of EMI noise. So it needs to be shielded to stop that. On this particular inside here, there is actually a ground terminal. So over here will be, what I've done is route all my low voltage wires back into the side here, which keeps them away from the mains power and the spindle itself. So that's probably not a bad idea. And then I just wanted to talk about this. These wires here are unshielded and they clip off. So this will be at the motor end. And then what we need, and we'll also use shielded cable to connect to that. And there's one more important thing, is that we're going to have that shielded cable, but also on one of the mounting bolts, we'll have a separate cable which will run all the way back to a Starground. So there'll be a point on the frame of the machine that all these grounds will come back to a single point, and also that will be grounded to the cabinet itself. So that's really important because, and ask me why I know it's important. I know it's important because I built a plasma table and it had problems. So what happens if there's any stray EMI on the machine, it'll have this low impedance drain all the way back to the ground on the machine. So if you don't have that, then any EMI that builds up in the machine will be forced to travel across bearings and all sorts of motion things to get back to that point, and during that travel it'll generate more EMI. So we will have a grounding point at this point.
If you're enjoying this clip, please don't hesitate to duck over to MrRodW.au and join the crew, buy me a coffee, and ideally, please also like and subscribe this video because it's really important that we continue to grow. And I appreciate any followers that join me at MrRodW.au. So I bought this little relay board from Amazon because I realised, and it's got more than what I need on it, but this is the cheapest one that was there. And what I've done is decide to start drawing a little mount for it in Onshape, which is really just a copy of the one that I did before for the breakout board. So, and if I can just roll this down. So there's my original sketch with some modifications to and then I extruded it and sketched again and sketched again, and that let me do an extrusion, and then I just had to add a hole, and I think I added a fillet. Just to round the corners off a little bit. So that's okay to output, so we can run this out to export. I usually use a step file. And now I can open that in my slicer. Here's the one I did before. And I need to import this file. Relay mount. That's about it. I don't need to change anything. I just need to slice it. Slice the plate. And it's going to take 25 minutes to print. So I think I can start, if I turn the printer on, I can start printing it. And I can remote print this. After all that, it's running. We'll come back and check that in a few minutes. It's always the test now to see if this works and fits. So let's just see if we can peel this off. We'll see if this fits. I don't know if you can see that there, but that's just a perfect fit. So here we go. We've just got to melt these in here. And I'm going to try and do that without burning my fingers. I'll just put these in a little way. There we go. I just need to pitch out a couple. They're probably a little bit longer than what I would have liked, but that's part of the course, I guess. And then it's just a matter of putting them in. There we go. So if I put that back down there, I'll be able to screw that down. We can finish up this wiring. So the wiring that I need, one of these relays needs to come up to the coolant relay, and the other one needs to come across here to pick up the reverse on the spindle. And also, I've decided I've just got an old PowerPoint, GPO we call them here in Australia. It's a double PowerPoint, so I'm going to put a PowerPoint over here for the coolant. So I skipped ahead a little bit, guys. I mounted, this is basically finished now. I mounted the little relay panel, and I also mounted this PowerPoint. So mains power comes across from the switch here. And across here, it crosses wires, so I don't think that'll be an issue. And we now have, and I've got this little, would you believe, silly little coolant pump or aquarium pump to plug in here. So, but I haven't programmed in anything at this stage to show that the spindle is working. So that'll be the next step, and I suspect there's probably one more output I can steal, which I can hook up to another one of these relays, and that will let me run an air solenoid for mist. So that hopefully will let me do that. If you've enjoyed this content, please swing over to MrRodW and join our crew there, because we have an amazing little group of people there that is slowly growing in number on a daily basis, and we've got some really cool stuff happening. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.